What's happening, chess fans? Welcome to Net Chess and Chill. Today is episode number 45 on my journey to 1200 elo. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's game. Let's get right into it. Throw some tunes on, and let's see who we're gonna play today. All right, so I'm playing with the black pieces, playing MHD 96. He is over 100 points higher rated than me. He is rated 1,159. He plays the Exchange Caro. So we will be taking on d5 with our pawn and trying to get developed here will be our main goal. So I can pin the knight. I can get my knight out first. I mean, I don't see too much of a problem with getting my knight out. They come down to pin with their bishop. I can pin their knight. I am going to pin their knight first. A lot of people play h3 here, then I take, and then I need to support my pawn somehow. So, like this. Now his queen is on my side of the board. I'm going to develop a piece and then play a move like e6 next move. He could come down and give this check with the bishop. It's kind of an annoying move, but I can play knight to c6 to deal with that. Let's see. Yeah, his queen's got eyes on this pawn. I am defended twice, so as long as he doesn't put up more pressure on it, I think I should be fine. He does give the check. So I think my only real move is to play with the knight to c6. I think I made a mistake because he can actually do something like this. I guess it's not a big deal. I can actually just play e6 there. Alright. Yeah, it looks a little treacherous here. Again, I'm not too worried about anything like this. I don't really want to give the queen check because it just asks him to bring out the knight. I can move my bishop to e7, and I mean, we can play like maybe queen to b6, and I'm ready to castle. I don't know if I have trouble when the queen is on this side of the board and they just start attacking when I castle. So maybe I can I mean, he could take right here. Okay, so he doesn't take. He allows me to get my bishop to e7. I was about to say, I think last move he could have taken here. I take with the queen, then he takes, and it ends up getting a little spicy. So he defends this pawn. I am going to castle, and we can maybe try and ask the bishop what he wants to do. I can imagine him playing a move like this to try and bring his bishop down. So he brings his bishop back. What do I got going on here? So if I kick the bishop out, he can just back up. Or he can take, I take. It does make a hook. If he takes like this, I take. Getting a little dicey there. I think also that bringing my rook out might behoove me a bit. I'm gonna kick the bishop. If he takes here, I take. He can give a check. I can't move my king here. I'd have to move my king here. It is kind of scary. Maybe I should have thought about this a little bit before I played like this. My opponent's probably pretty confident because he is over 100 points higher rated than me. He's like 140 something points higher rated than me. So, oh, he's disconnecting. Oh man, poor guy. Please come back. This is a fun game. So I assume he'll refresh his screen and be back shortly. He is so much higher rated than me, in fact, that if I win the game, I get 11 points, which is great motivation. If I lose 5, but getting 11 would be fantastic. So I really do want to win the game. Yeah, hopefully he comes back here in a second. Oh no. Oh, wow. Holy crap. I'm rated 1028 because of that game. This is the highest I've ever been rated, so we reached a new peak. Yeah, that's not what I wanted for today's video, but we both played with 96% accuracy. It was a very, 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 very short little game. So, yeah, we didn't really get a chance to make very many mistakes, either of us. So, in exchange, Caro-Kann. Bringing out the bishop, however, is not usually what I do. I do play knight to c6 usually, and they almost always pin my knight, which, okay, it doesn't bother me, but it is part of the way this works. So I should have played that first. Instead, I went for the knight pin, and we kind of got into this weird scenario where I should have played e6. I mean, I thought it was a good idea to develop a piece, but I think ultimately it's just better to, you know, really defend this pawn with a pawn. So going forward, you know, I definitely, this is a move, and this pawn is still defended by my queen, but if he can build up pressure on this pawn, I might lose it if I don't defend it shortly. So he gives me a check, which is not the best move. I block. I then play e6, which is also not the best move. This is actually a better move, which is kind of a funny move, because I haven't pushed this pawn yet, so this is like a common tactic that I don't see all the time. I really need to like pay more attention to it, but yeah, before I play that move, if I bring my knight here, it attacks the bishop, and it basically just means he's got to move the bishop again, and he just moved it, so and it also gives me ideas of maybe somehow jumping in the future. It's a nice little outpost for my knight being right there. So, probably should have seen that, but it's okay. I just played e6. The knight is defended. I'm sure it's pinned to my queen, but I'm comfortable here. Now, what I was thinking that he could do here was actually take the knight. I take with the queen. He takes, and then I kind of mess up my pawn structure. But we're in an endgame at that point, and I mean, it should be still close to equal, maybe. Even though I do have the doubled pawns on the f-file in that scenario. He castles. I actually play bishop e7 just to not allow what I was talking about, where we exchange the queens off the board. It's not the best move. The best move is to kick this bishop first. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't think that's a bad move, but more than likely, these guys typically just take the knight. So I don't usually play that. I just try to get castled as quick as I can, and if I get castled fast enough and he still hasn't taken, then I can actually move away the knight sometimes. In this scenario, he's kind of played this, and I don't really have too many. I mean, you know, that would have been more of my idea, but I don't have too many squares that are super appealing in this position. But excuse me, knight to a5 to get to c4 would have been probably one of my main ideas. A lot of times when my opponent builds pressure on my king side, it gets me in a lot of trouble because I'm not good at defending. I castled here. The best move is to ask the bishop what he wants to do. I think before castling, this is a smarter move than what I did, because if the bishop takes here, I could just recapture with the rook, right? But I mean, it also opens up the file. If I do take with the pawn, it opens up the file for my rook on the king. And we could maybe get away with castling queenside, which is not a Caro-Kann move, but maybe it works. I don't know. Or just playing with the king in the center. I mean, our pawns are pretty... This pawn wall is strong, especially after he trades off his dark squared bishop. So I castled, and now I think that h6 is not nearly as good when my rook, you know, versus when having the rook on h8. He brings his bishop back here, which is good because, I mean, I was definitely going to start maneuvering my knight out of here. I don't think that I wanted him to take at that point anymore. But I decided to say hey to the bishop, and this is actually the best move, again, in this position. I still think that maybe there's some stuff here. I mean, I'm not great at defending, but I know that playing h6 is not the worst thing in the world. A lot of times, I think if you can get your rook over to e8 and you can bring this pawn back, excuse me, this bishop down to f8, it defends the g7 square that way. But I wasn't trying to allow him to slide the queen over and then play something like this. I didn't want really that to happen. I've had that happen a few games now. It's not like it should be defendable. I just suck at defending sometimes, so that ends up being kind of a thing. So I wanted to kick the bishop out, but he could take here and I can take, and I think everything is completely equal. He can back up. I don't think there is anything with bishop takes. We can see. Let's sorry. So if bishop takes, I take, what's the best move here? Knight to d2. Yeah, so they don't have anything here. I mean, this check, I think, is just not going to do him much good. I think I was worried because I wasn't going to be able to defend this pawn very well. But because my king can't go to h7 because of his bishop. His bishop's pretty strong right here. But, yeah, my knight does a great job of kind of also blocking if I want it to. Yeah, so there's nothing there. That is simply a mistake. If he takes here, we're just equal. So the best move for white here is bishop to f4. Which, I mean, seems like a strong square. Yeah, bishop f4 gives white a little bit of an advantage, but bishop e3 is also a move. Coming all the way back and playing, maybe thinking about pushing the pawn. I don't know. I don't know all the exact lines here. We didn't really get very far into this game, so I do apologize for that, guys. I'm gonna stop the recording here, though. Sorry for not getting a video out yesterday. I kind of had a lot going on, but I did enjoy my day off. It revitalized me a little bit. I think it's nice to have a break every once in a while. So sorry about the video not coming out yesterday, but we'll make sure this one comes out on time. And again, I know it's a little bit shorter, but I'm gonna film a couple games today, so we'll make sure that we get some good ones here coming up. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you think about me reaching a new peak of 1028. I think this might be the highest guy that I've ever beaten, but technically he just aborted the game, so maybe his kid spilled some milk or something, or maybe his mom was calling, I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Catch you next time.